Hey there, it's Stephanie Shea, Chief Astrologer for janspiller.com with your monthly horoscope, and this one's for you, Capricorn, for October 2021. Now, this month is going to highlight your career, and you might face some challenges that require your best skills of diplomacy. It's really all about teamwork this month, so realize you might not get to have things entirely your way. Compromise is going to be the path to success. Now, because Mercury will be retrograde until October the 18th, the focus is going to be on finishing what you've started during the first part of the month, and then plan to move forward with big decisions and new agreements towards the end of October. We've got Mars in the sign of Libra through the 30th, which could stir your work-related ambitions. Capricorn is known as a sign that takes charge, but this is the month to be a team player in order to work most effectively. You could be met with a challenging person in the workplace, either a coworker or a boss, who requires your patience and flexibility. Mars and Libra can bring about passive-aggressive tendencies, so check yourself before reacting, and also keep an eye on those around you and realize things may be just a bit out of balance this month. With Mercury retrograde, there's more chance of miscommunication. Try to give some people benefit of the doubt and be as clear and direct in your communications as possible. You could be ready to make a big move related to your career, but use this month to research while Mercury is in retrograde. Now, this new moon, October the 6th, will be at 13 degrees of Libra, and it's an ideal new moon for Capricorn people to set intentions about, guess what? Career. Also, public image, leadership skills, long-term commitments, and anything that requires taking on more responsibility. If you were born on or around January 4th of any year, or you have around 13 degrees of Capricorn rising, challenging external circumstances could help give you the push necessary to set some new goals. Sometimes that's how it works when the new moon or other transits are in a challenging position to your sun or ascendant. It's at the time seems like a pain, but then you realize you needed that to happen so you could take a step that you needed to do for yourself, and maybe you would have procrastinated it otherwise. Now, all Capricorn people can benefit from this new moon on October 6th. Be sure to set your intentions, and just remember, because we're in Mercury retrograde, you will be especially supported to focus on what you're ready to release from your life in order to invite new opportunities in. We've got Venus moving into the sign of Sagittarius on October the 7th, and this will really encourage you to slow your pace, engage in some solitary studies or contemplation. You might be pondering a trip or new ways to experience life that will help you feel more alive, and it's possible you have felt that you've been in a rut. So taking some time off the treadmill of life could help you to see what you need to make things more interesting and energizing. And again, plan the biggest important decisions after 18th of October when Mercury stations direct, and if it's something really, really big that you feel would change your life dramatically, you might want to consider waiting to take steps after November 6th, because that's when we clear the shadow phase of this Mercury retrograde cycle. And so the shadow isn't quite as strong. It's not the actual retrograde, but the shadow right after a Mercury retrograde, things are still settling, winding down. I would say proceed more slowly and cautiously than under normal times. And again, if it's really, really crucial, maybe you do wait till after November 6th just to make sure. Now, this month's full moon is going to be October the 20th. It's at 27 degrees of Aries. This is going to shine the spotlight on matters related to your home and your family life. If you were born on or around January 17th of any year, or you have around 27 degrees Capricorn rising, you could feel this full moon most intensely. You or someone close to you could be feeling fired up about an issue. Aries tends to do that. And full moons also amplify our emotions. So under this full moon, people might be taking things more personally and perceive they are being pushed into something they don't want to do. Approach conflicts carefully, listen to what others are telling you, and wait to have important discussions until a few days after the full moon has passed. That's always good advice, but I'd say, especially around Aries full moon, that can be quite contentious energy, and it's just not worth it. Things will calm down a few days after the full moon. Now, the sun moves into Scorpio on the 23rd. That can lend powerful support to group efforts, especially if it has to do with something that's going to help other people. So as we close out the month, I think the energy will calm a bit, and you might feel more confident in what you want for yourself, and that will free you up to be in a better position to do something for someone else. I hope you can make the most of October's astrology. Be safe and be well.